Ladies and gentlemen, today, the men and women of the United States Air Force, in keeping with one of the oldest traditions in military service, pay special tribute to Colonel Michele A. Bianco on the occasion of her promotion to Brigadier General. At this time, please join me in recognizing our official party, distinguished visitors, and honored guests attending today's ceremony. Our presiding officer, the Deputy Commander, Air Mobility Command, Lieutenant General Rebecca J. Sonkiss. Our promotee, Acting Director, Resource Integration Directorate, Deputy Chief of Staff, Logistics, Engineering, and Force Protection, Headquarters Air Force, Colonel Michele A. Bianco. With her husband, Colonel Marcus Cunningham, U.S. Air Force retired. Their children, Charlotte, Vivian, and Rocco. Her brother, Rob, cousin, Lisa, and her children, Faith and Christian. Additionally, we extend a warm welcome to all amazing coworkers, past and present, and family and friends of the Bianco Cunninghams who are attending today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the official party. The singing of the national anthem by Colonel Rosalie Duarte and the invocation by Chief Master Sergeant Retired Andrea Cook. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Cook will now deliver the invocation.
As we begin, I welcome each of you to join me in a moment of prayer, meditation, or silent reflection, honoring the diverse faith, beliefs, and traditions represented here today. Today, we celebrate not just a promotion in rank, but a calling fulfilled, one marked by sacrifice, service, and a steadfast commitment to purpose. We thank you for Brigadier General Michele Bianco, a remarkable leader, trailblazer, wife, mother, and mentor. You've gifted her with wisdom, strength, and compassion, and she has poured those gifts into every role she's held, breaking barriers, lifting others, and honoring the uniform she wears. Thank you for the heart she has for people, for the way she leads with both excellence and empathy, never losing sight of those she serves or the family that stands beside her. We honor the long hours, the unseen sacrifices, and the quiet resilience that brought her to this moment. Remembering that to whom much is given, much is required. I ask you to direct her steps and give her the strength to carry out new responsibilities. Endow her with the spirit of wisdom and justice. As she steps into this next chapter of leadership, we ask that you continue to go before her, God. Surround her with wise counsel, renew her strength daily, and guard her heart and mind with peace. May her influence grow, her light shine even brighter, and her legacy continue to inspire generations to come. Bless her family, Marcus, Charlotte, Vivian, and Rocco. Bless those who have prayed for her, supported her, and stood by her side. We praise their accomplishments and dedication to her service. We ask your continued blessing upon them for courage and fortitude, for endurance and faith, for strength and flexibility. May her family continue to be a source of strength and comfort, and may Michele continue to balance the needs of her family with the needs of our nation. Lord, may her leadership continue to shape and empower airmen at every level. Use her voice to impact the military with integrity, courage, and vision. And may her example serve this nation well, reminding us all that greatness is found in character, not just in rank. We thank you for this day, this milestone, and this extraordinary leader. In your mighty name we pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant General Sonkiss.
He's so quiet. Just quiet. We can at least Yeah, that's very appropriate. So what a beautiful invocation. And Rosalie, I had no idea you had such pipes. So well done. I think we got, let's see if I get over here. Mike, thanks for all you're doing here. Maybe turn me down a little bit, it's echoing. And Carrie and Steph, awesome. Thank you for making this possible. And Don, you have a radio voice. And you look amazing too. So can we get a round of applause for everybody that helped us? And I know you wanted this informal, but if you haven't figured it out, it's a big deal to get promoted to general officer. So you're going to have to awkwardly stand there for a little bit while we talk about you, as we should. So, and for those that have been stuck listening to any presentations from me before, it's a combination of a little bit of script so I don't forget the important things and a lot of bit of love. So you'll forgive me if I go up and down to my notes a little bit here, but I don't want to miss any important parts. So good evening, everyone. Officially on the 4th of July, I believe, you were promoted to Brigadier General. The schedules didn't align, but fate maybe perhaps did align, and we're standing here in the most beautiful location that we could possibly have for this ceremony, and what an honor to be a part of it. Thank you for asking me. It is an honor. It's a special moment. Sometimes when I start out a ceremony, I stop for a minute and I think about those pieces and parts of the ceremony, and so we're already off script. The national anthem, every time I hear it sung, is like a movie playing in my head of where I am at that moment in the past of when I've heard the national anthem. So whether it be a memorial ceremony when I'm at Bagram Air Base, whether it be this moment here right now at such a beautiful venue that means so much for our nation, my own promotion ceremony. My list is very long, and for many military members it is. I hope this is in your movie as you replay hearing that national anthem on this particular day, Lobo, and it was well done, so thank you for that. Here, the Liberty Bell, we're standing in front of it, and awkwardly I come up here and everybody faces the general officer at the front of the stage. I bring that up as part of the ceremony Because for all of us, when we get into these positions, that's the most awkward part about being a general officer. It really is. And you think, why are we doing this? You know, why? Well, why we're doing it is because it is a position of special importance where we serve at the pleasure of the President of the United States, where we are honoring our oath to the Constitution of the United States, and we'll get to that as a portion of the ceremony. The beauty of the ceremony in the military is that there are these pieces and parts that are the history of our nation incorporated into it. And that part, where we play the ruffles and flourishes for the highest ranking general officer, is truly about the position, not the person. The position, not the person. But when we do these ceremonies, we're going to take you through a little bit of the awkward and talk about the person that gets selected to serve in that position. What is required to make it to that level? Where we earn the trust of all of you to honor that position at the beginning of the ceremony. And that's what it's about. And it is an important part. But please do recognize this truly is a big transition of representing at the next high level. Thank you for letting me be a part of it. We are going to celebrate you. We're going to talk about this bell a little bit because it's really darn cool. It's imperfect, but perfect. It represents liberty. It demands vigilance, leadership, character. And I think what you're going to hear today is that Michele represents all of those things. The journey's not forged in comfort. It's forged in challenge, in meeting challenges. And it's not spotlight. It's a sense of duty and steadfastness. That's Lobo. So we're going to honor not just you today, but I think we also need to honor your family. And I'm going to deviate from this. We're going to honor everybody in this room today. We are in a unique location that required everybody, to include the family to travel up here. And so I really do want to pause for a minute. Look around at each other. Look at this amazing group of humans that traveled up here. You are all a part of Lobo's story and the reason that she's up here. Thank you for making the journey. Thank you so much. Give yourselves a round of applause. Marcus deserves a special call out for so many reasons. But I want to honor your service tonight as well. A commander in his own right. You're a fantastic human. You're brilliant. You're passionate. Thank you for serving. Thank you for sharing a beautiful family with the United States Air Force. And thank you for being a constant mentor to Lobo along the way, and to me as well. I'm still processing that Charlotte's 14 and Vivian's 11. They don't even remember me, which is a sign that I haven't been around enough, so that's my bad. But yeah, Charlotte, who's a competitive dancer now, I think that one of the dance moms helped Lobo out today because she looks a lot better than I do up here. Patty! But for Charlotte, you know, you've got the passion and the dedication, and it's a reflection of those qualities that your parents instilled in you. Vivian, you know, at 11, she's picking up soccer gene, so I'm happy about that. Lobo and I both have the soccer gene. Piano, academics, so all of that, just amazing. And I know that your parents are incredibly proud of you. They're hiding. Rocco, I know you love Disney, and I know you probably don't want to be standing here right now listening, but you are an amazing young man, and I'm so proud of you. And that's all I needed. Now I'm tearing up and I haven't even started. All right, so Charlotte, Vivian, and Rocco, we know that you enjoy your parents' life, and I don't need to go on and on about it, but their strength is reflected in you, but you give them just as much strength, and you need to know that. It's Michelle's brother Robert and her cousins Lisa, Peter, Faith, and Christian. I think we have a new Marine in the house. Is that accurate?
Yes.
All right.
Happy
Semper
birthday.
Fi. Semper Fi. To everyone who's made it up here, thanks for taking the time to join us tonight. That's the most important part of the sermon. We're done now, right?
We're good.
It's a day of celebration, reflection, gratitude, and it's a day to honor the service and sacrifice required to make it to this level, to a position of special importance. Every airman story begins with a dream. Every airman story begins with a dream. Michelle's was a dream to fly, but she's short. A hundredth of an inch too short? Is that accurate?
That's correct.
That is how she almost did not go to pilot training. The thickness of a piece of paper stood between her and her dream. And in that moment, many would have stepped back, but Michele stepped forward. And when the door to the cockpit closed, she found another door and she became a weather officer. A lot of people don't know that about her career. She served her country without hesitation where she was asked to serve. The remarks say without complaint, but we know Lobo. But Lobo has grit and didn't give up. And she stuck true to her dream and finally did get that pilot training slot. And I'm really proud of you, and I'm grateful that you have that grit. That grit, that's something you hear about people from Detroit. So I think she truly is my sister, because that's Detroit grit right there. She served with excellence and quiet resolve, got measured again, went on to pilot training, met the standard, and then got the greatest airframe of all time as the mighty C-17 Globemaster III. Yeah. If you fly another airframe and you're in the crowd, I'm sorry. Michele didn't just fly missions, she carried lives. She got me back on the flight deck when I had been out for a bit. Thank you for helping me get back on plane quickly. We have stories we won't share today. I do want to cover an extraordinary act. It's one of the things that I love about the C-17, but it's representative of her grit, her willingness to get the mission done, leading with heart, all the things. In one extraordinary act, she helped expedite a life-saving medevac for 8 wounded soldiers. 8 lives carried not just by engines and wings, but by Michele's urgency, precision, and compassion. She didn't come up with an excuse to not get it done. She figured out how to get it done. There are story after story after story in her portfolio across her career of getting it done. And in this case, 8 lives are on the line. That's moral leadership, folks. That's not just, I have a task to do today. That's taking that task on and leading with moral courage. It's care and it's authority in harmony. And that is very hard to do. The kind that doesn't flinch in chaos, doesn't forget the human soul behind the uniform. That's Lobo. I think that's probably the best representation of her leadership. A combination of care with authority in a way that gets it done and takes care of people's souls at the same time. Her leadership got her selected to attend Harvard. I could never get into Harvard. She expanded her reach. She brought intellectual firepower to match her operational brilliance. And then, for her good deeds, we sent her to the Joint Staff. She worked to secure peace and stability across the Indo-Pacific, not with power alone, but with wisdom. With wisdom. I do want to say that Michele's leadership is not about being in charge. It's about being accountable. And I think that's a good mix for a general officer. She's accountable to the Constitution, to her airmen, and to the sacred trust placed in her. She's accountable for the authority given to her, and she does that with care and with heart. We sent Michele back to the C-17 with a sharpened sense of the cost of freedom and what hard work looks like, and we made her a commander, the 305th OSS commander. And in that, I want to highlight a little bit of what she did because I think it's important. She pioneered deployable air traffic control systems. It's a breakthrough in projecting air power into the world's hardest places. We need that type of creative leadership now, more than ever. Her team earned, not won, earned more awards than we can count. And the highlight of it is the AMC's Operations Support Squadron of the Year Award for Air Mobility Command. Well done. She puts leadership where her heart is. She was the Air Force's first certified mental health first aid instructor. She didn't have to do that. No one assigned her to that task. Michele took that on herself. She saw that liberty means more than freedom from danger. It means freedom to flourish. Freedom to flourish. And that starts by caring for the hearts and the minds of those we serve. And she, more than any leader I know, understands the challenges of mental health on a deeply personal level. And she took on the responsibility of helping others and giving to others. Thank you for that. It was my favorite piece of this. Proud of you. She went on to command at the group level when she pinned on colonel, and she assumed command of the 305th Operations Group at JBMDL. McGuire Dix Lakehurst, for those who don't know that acronym. We combined bases under joint basing, so it's the only tri-service joint base under that construct. And leading in that environment is a difficult test of patience, but she got it done. Over 800 military and civilian members under her command. She was responsible for ensuring rapid global mobility for, are you ready for this? 32 KC-10s, 14 of the greatest airlifter ever made, the C-17 Glowmaster III, 6 KC-46s, 2 airfields in the section of the nation's busiest airspace. And she managed that complex and dynamic mission set and proved in that she was ready to be a wing commander and command at the next level. Wing command, where mission meets family. She moved to Joint Base Pearl Harbor, Hickam. How do you get these assignments? Lucky. I think you're good. I think it's not luck. She commanded the 15th Wing there, another joint base. Massive joint operations in our most important theater. Working hard to ensure that we have the infrastructure needed to win in the next conflict, that we have the relationships needed to get things done at that base in the next conflict. That was her job there. She worked hard on the mission, and we talk about mission all the time in the Air Force. It's really easy to write about it. But when we talked earlier about care and authority, I think the hallmark of her wing command was the things that she did to care for our airmen, care for the families. She even built playgrounds in that assignment. She believes all children, not just her own, deserve the dignity of dreams. A dream that started her career. Especially those kids that are growing up in military families that have to move and they have to bear so much quietly, and they don't always get the resources that we would want them to. Lobo took that on. I think one of the most impactful things that she did during that time, though, was to get after a one-stop shop for the Exceptional Family Member Program. So for those who don't know, we came up with this great idea at DoD to make sure that we're taking care of family members that may have challenges and trying to align best medical care with the locations that people are going to. And that process became so cumbersome that it became a barrier for people wanting to serve. It made it almost prohibitive for people to move to different locations, impacting not just careers, but the family members that support people. And she took that on to get after making it as good as she could under those things within her authority, and then making recommendations to higher headquarters on things that we needed to change to make it better. That's Lobo. care for airmen and families. Make it better. I'm going to pause for a second. I have in my office a little round silver, it's a round box. Is that it's a round container? Yeah. That Lobo gave me. And it says, make it better. Every day. Michele believes that every great commander deep down knows that we need to not just recruit talent, we need to retain families. And every story that I tell you about the things that she's done gets after that. Recruiting talent, raising people up, or retaining families. Leadership's not about the rank, it's about responsibility, and true authority is earned every day by being worthy of the trust of those that you lead. You do that every day. I think when I read through all your records, one of the things that came out to me the most was your goal, and I re-wickered the words a little bit. You mentor to multiply leaders. Think about that. Mentor to multiply leaders. That someday when she's standing in this spot on the stage, that there's going to be another 15, 20, 30 people that Lobo has mentored to multiply, the right people to lead. People follow Michele because they know she's on the right path. Her fingerprints are on the lives of hundreds, many of whom serve with honor because she once saw potential in them that they did not see in themselves. I ask each of the uniformed people in the audience tonight to remember that and take that philosophy back with you. Have I dragged you through enough?
That's good, thank you.
Today we recognize not just your rise, but the mountain that you've climbed with courage in your heart, laughter in your home, and a mission in your soul. You've carried burdens, made hard calls, and never, ever, ever lost sight of the humanity behind the mission. Your love of Disney is a reminder to all of us that even generals are dreamers. The joy and duty are not opposites, they're partners. That a strong nation is built not just by power, but by people who still believe in magic, in dreams, in service, and most of all, each other. So let us now mark this moment, not just with ceremony, but truly with gratitude. What an honor. What an honor to be here today. What an honor to share this moment with you. Let's make it official.
Okay, let's do it.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Special order number AAG-035. The President of the United States, acting upon the recommendation of the Secretary of the Air Force, has placed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, integrity, and abilities of Colonel Michele Bianco. In view of these special qualities and her demonstrated potential to serve in the higher grade, Colonel Bianco is promoted to the grade of Brigadier General, United States Air Force, effective 4 July 2025, by order of the Secretary of the Air Force.
Woo-hoo.
Brigadier General Bianco's husband, Colonel Marcus Cunningham, U.S. Air Force retired, will pin the first star on her service coat. He will be joined by their children, Charlotte, Vivian, and Rocco.
Baby Rocco, it's okay. It's okay. Let him play. Come on up, guys. Buddy, you want to come sit here? Push the bell, we're good, right? Okay, do you guys have one? Do you want to start one? Okay, so what we have to do is undo this.
Rocco.
Sissy can help undo it. Buddy, you want help? You want to hold that one? You can hold that one.
Just kidding.
That's yours now, buddy. Yes. All right, now, solid. Do you want to hold the other one? All right, let's turn it. All right.
Proud of you, Rocco.
Lieutenant General Sonkiss will now administer the officer's oath to Brigadier General Bianco.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Michele Bianco,
Having been appointed a Brigadier General in the United States Air Force,
having been appointed Brigadier General in the United States Air Force,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
execute the duties
execute the duties
of the office upon which I am about to enter,
of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Throughout the history of warfare, a general officer's personal flag symbolized leadership on the battlefield. The Air Force has incorporated the use of flags to signify the presence of a general officer. The flag is visibly displayed in the office of the general officer. To commemorate her promotion to Brigadier General in the United States Air Force, we will now unfurl Brigadier General Bianco's One Star flag. Ladies and gentlemen, Brigadier General Bianco.
Okay, I know that I'm what's between you and food, and I'm also very hungry. Completely overwhelmed, and ma'am, thank you so very much for just being a mentor and a friend for almost 2 decades. We're young still.
We're only 29.
Sure. But thank you. I know how much and how important your time is, and so for you being here today, it's really, I'm very grateful. Thank you, Dawn, Carrie, Steph, Mike, and everybody that continues to help, and the team back home, you know, Sang, Amari, and Marty, and everybody that just helped put this all together. Thank you, and the beautiful Rosalie Duarte and her just beautiful voice. That it was so good when she did the change of command that I was just like, you're gonna be at all my greatest hits. So if anything else happens, like I know she's gonna be there. She's amazing. And then Chief Cook. I don't want to look at you right now because you're gonna make me cry. And I told myself that I don't want to do that, but if it happens, it happens. But your words, your impact that you've had on my life, it's life-changing, right? And forever, and just having you all here, and this cool family that I have that are living their best life in New Jersey, and I get to see them on weekends and when I can. But the tremendous sacrifice, and I almost lost it as I was sitting here watching my children put that star on my shoulder, because I know the sacrifice that they make. Maybe they don't get it. I'll pay for it later in therapy when they're older. And that's okay. But I love you all very much, and maybe you like it when mommy's not around because I'm very demanding. But I'm on your phone, so I know what you're doing anyway. And then we were very lucky and fortunate to have a new member of our family, Shay, join us and help us in this journey and helping us raise our children. So we're so grateful that you are here, and we love you very much. And then to this, man, it's a good-looking group of people out here. And I would ask Grace, the photographer, to come up and just start getting these shots. I know that you are, and then when we're done, we're gonna take a great group picture. But every single one of you have had an impact on my life. And you know, it started, we go way back. You know, Lieutenant Colonel Williams and his wife, Carrie, who was my PAS when I was at the University of Miami. When I was still a kid, still trying to figure out what I wanted to do in my life. But I saw how they led, and with love. And they invited us to their home, and we got to see their family, and how beautiful it was, and the choices that they had to make to be able to support their family throughout their career. And he was the difference. He was the difference for why I'm here. You have those impactful leaders in your life. And if I've never said it, thank you for believing in me, even when I didn't believe in myself, because I was just a punk kid in Miami who was having a great time.
How are you going to get me to cheer up?
No, but, and the fact that you have traveled, and he's retired twice now, and they're living up in Montana. And when I sent him the note, he said, we've never been to Philly, but this is a good enough reason. Come on. And it's those people that you have and that leave that mark in your life, and that they take the time out. And every single one of you has taken the time out just to spend it today with me and my family. And, it's a beautiful thing. And I look and it's this is the greatest hits of my life, right? I got people from all different assignments, past, present, and my family being here. Love them. My brother Rob, who I'm not sure how many of these events that you've come to, not many, but it's still important for me to share that, so you can still look up to your big sister. And then my cousins in the back, who I cannot see right now, but I can see Faith, and yes, very, very tall. And to my cousin Christian, who I am so incredibly proud that he raised his hand to become a United States Marine. And I love you, and I look forward to being at all of your promotions. Thank you. And just the wonderful people that I got to work with and lead and love through decades and decades of experience. And then this new group of amazing people that are helping me, because you can't do things on your own. And I think what we've realized is that we needed a community and a family, and when we were trying to figure out what was next for us upon return, it was we got to go back to New Jersey for them to help the kids get settled, as we figure out where my career is going and where we can eventually get to together. But I didn't hesitate, because there's this beautiful group of ladies that are hiding in the back row a little bit, and their daughters are in front of them. And these are my dance moms. And I've learned more about hair and makeup than ever, and I probably should have known this as a girl, but I didn't, so thank you. But when I'm not around, and I can't be around, you take care of my girls. And there's never a question about it. You just do it. And I'm so incredibly grateful to have these strong, beautiful women in my life that help me do that. And I appreciate you. So thank you, because this dance season's gonna be crazy. Crazy, and I'm not gonna be around as much, so just let me know now. And then going way back, one of my old commanders from Altus, Steve Johnson and Kelly, I love you so much, and former weather guy, and he got out too. And eventually you do, and then now Steve's gone on and he's living in Florida, and I see him a lot, and that's great. And then from like one of my very first assignments, Lieutenant Colonel Jeff Gibson, who when we left, he gave me some really sage advice. You know, I was the lieutenant because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I'm like, I'm not being a pilot. I guess I'm gonna do this weather thing hard. I'm like, who goes hard at weather? I did. And he's just like, put your damn hand down. You're raising your hand for everything. You're making us all look bad. And I'm like, just raise your hand then. And then so we did, and we just tried to up each other, but in a very positive way. And I remember when I was leaving that assignment, Jeff gave me something that is now pinned on my hat. He gave me that star. He saw something in me, I was like, you're crazy. He's like, just hold on to it. He's like, I think you're gonna need this one day. Yeah. And your friends champion you and they love you. And that's great. And then some of my former squadron commanders back there and chiefs in the house, William, I see you. And then this great group from the OSS. Like that's where I made my bones at McGuire. Janelle and I were like ride or die, we're gonna do this, we're gonna lead differently. Is like what, you know, General Sonkiss was talking about, leading with compassion and empathy and helping their souls grow as well. And I got that from her and I was able to continue on, and then just these amazing, called kids now, I used to say that I was, you know, your older sister from your dad's first marriage. I can't get away with that anymore because I'm too old. Because like, how old's Dad now? He's very old, and that would have been inappropriate. Because these kids are so young. But I see this next generation coming up, and I'm so incredibly proud of them. And then the leadership that you all have, and just the friends out there in the audience, and I can't get to everybody, and I see Timmy out there, and folks, I love you all, and you're so incredibly important, and Kristen and the kids, and just have been here, and some folks are just not military, but they joined the crazy group, because here I was, like, I'm gonna go ahead and start a Girl Scout troop on my free time. And I was like, let's do this. And I was like, you, come on, help me. And she's like, I don't even know if I want to do Girl Scouts. I'm like, yes, you do. Your daughter wants it. We need strong women to be leaders, so come on. And she's like, she's crazy like me, so let's be friends. And it's been great. And in that whole journey here, and that started at McGuire, and I really feel like this is family. And these chiefs that I've had, like Sean Jones, who was my first chief. Man, did you have some really good things to say, and just help in that sage advice, and just help me be grounded with humility and laughter. And I needed that. And I was fortunate enough, Sean asked me, and I did his retirement last year. And I'm like, hey, y'all getting out? Where y'all going? And then having coffee with Miss Ann. And just that lady always had me a cup. I wasn't even thirsty, it didn't matter. But I just want to go there and I want to talk to her and just listen and love, and just so much joy. And then my new team, like, look, I'm in the 4 now. I'm not even supposed to be there. That was what I would have said, because I'm an operator. But as a general officer, you are, and as a leader in general, we are whatever the Air Force needs us to be. And so you never stop learning. And so I got in this whole new, they're wild over there. And learned so much, and they got on there. I don't even know what that train ride was coming up, but I'm sure it was crazy. And the train ride home after some drinks, they'll be fine. But that leadership team is amazing, and I'm so very blessed to be able to work with you all and to have you all here celebrating with us. Thank you. And I'm gonna get off stage because I'm really hungry, and I'm overwhelmed by the amount of support and love that you have given me. And I just do want to throw one more shout out to one more thing. Like, you keep moving up, and you always think like that level you're at, there's nothing better. So if you were a squadron commander, like that's it, squadron command is the best job. When you're in it, it is. But also, I know y'all, and you weren't really enjoying it while you were doing it. I mean, a little bit. But afterwards, you have revisionist history, and you talk about, it was awesome. And I'm like, yeah, okay, let's talk. But then you get to group commander, maybe decom, what we're gonna call it next, but and you're like, man, no, this is the best job. Every job is the best job. I don't know, I think Wing Command was it. Like, I know that as far as like the leadership with the people and being able to take a phenomenal team and work towards something and move collectively together. And so I got folks from Hickam here, BP and Mary and many online, and I just cannot tell you. And like Rosalie was there with me at PACAP, and shout out to John, recovering at home. But that moment where we were all able to coalesce around what was important, which is the airmen, and being able to prepare them and train them for whatever comes next, and to take care of their families, and to know that we are entrusted with the lives of the sons and daughters of this nation, and to never take that for granted. It's truly incredible. And I will always have those moments and look back, and this is not the end. I think it's kind of like halfway point, maybe in the beginning. Probably got more years behind me than I have in front of me. In service, okay, let's not get grim. Try some humor, okay? But I just want to tell everybody out there online that's watching, you know, from the Garcias and the Fishers and, you know, Habu, who couldn't make it today, and to Chief AT, the Chiefs are really the ones that make it for you. And so very blessed that Chief Jones, when I was a squadron commander, Chief Cook, when I was a group commander, and AT couldn't make it right now, but without them, I don't think I could have been as good of a leader. I know that for certain, because they got their finger on the pulse of the airmen, and they keep us all grounded. And I appreciate all of you. So remember why we're here. It's to celebrate, right, and have a good time. And so we're gonna go across the street. We're gonna have some drinks. I have them in by, so you need to get at it, okay? And I'll be able to sit there and spend some more time with you, and let's just have a really, really good time and just enjoy each other. And I'd love to be able to catch up with all of you one-on-one. I'm so glad and so grateful that you all made it out. And I'm trying to look, I do not have my glasses on. And then I see Davis's, I see Mark Green out there, I see a lot of folks, Brandon, and oh, there she is. You know, all these great, there's Jerome back there. Nothing of value to add right now? No? That's his favorite one. I love you all, and thank you for being a part of my life and continuing to support us in our journey, and look forward to celebrating with you across the street. Thank you.
Brigadier General Bianco invites everyone to stay for a reception immediately following the ceremony. It's directly across the street to your right, Independence Beer Garden. Please remain in place for the playing of the Air Force song.
Singing of the Air Force.
This concludes this evening's ceremony. Please stand by for a moment to do a group photo.
If we could try and everybody file in real quick. We want to try and get a group. And needs to be able to.
Yeah, everyone just kind of squeeze in. If you're tall, kind of go to the back. Kids, hop in the front.
Mr. P, why am I not surprised to see you on your video?